Yo, what is up, everybody? Well, it's time. I don't know how many times I've been asked over the last couple of weeks, even months, what team are you going to use for the Madden 21 online CFM in the Premier Madden League? Of course, last year, we took the Miami Dolphins from the bottom of the dumps all the way up to Super Bowl champions. This year, we're going to try another rebuild. Of course, we're not going to take the Baltimore Ravens. That's too easy. We got to work to try to not only build a franchise, but rebuild a franchise all the way from the ground up. So I'm here to tell you guys that our team for Madden 21 is not the Los Angeles Rams, the Detroit Lions. That is right, we are going to Motown for Madden 21. Matt Stafford will get a chance to hopefully fight for a Super Bowl ring. But if he doesn't, we'll have to try to build a young quarterback to take over for the new age of Detroit football. So, as of course you guys know, we weren't looking to take the Kansas City Chiefs or anything like that. Last year we took the Miami Dolphins, and it was a lot of fun rebuilding that team. So for Madden 21, I think the most obvious choice was probably the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they're kind of doing what the Dolphins did last year as far as, you know, trading away good players, trying to rebuild through the draft and stuff like that. But I think the Detroit Lions have their own sort of rebuild in the works that we can try to make happen. Maybe. I don't know. It's no guarantee. Last time we took over the Miami Dolphins, I think I said it in the very first video, there was no guarantee we actually fixed the team. It was just, we're going to take the chance. And we're going to take that chance once again, this time with the Lions. They have a lot of bad contracts on their team. Not too much youth to build around. So the salary cap is going to be a bit of an issue. Trying to identify talent on this team is going to be a bit of an issue. And, you know, winning now and winning later, you know, it's both going to be kind of a complex issue. And, of course, being in the NFC North, that means we have to go against the Minnesota Vikings and Dalvin Cook twice a year. We got to go against Aaron Rodgers twice a year. And then the Chicago Bears. Now, the Chicago Bears won't be controlled by the same guy who used the Bears in last year, so thankfully we don't have to worry about that in our own division. That guy will be back in the league. Mole, don't worry. Mole, I think, has the Jets this year, so you know, we'll be in different conferences once again. But for us, it's Detroit. So, you know, the questions about the Detroit Lions as far as, you know, identifying young talent, I think TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, Kenny Galladay's a big piece on the offensive side of the ball. After that, though, there's a little bit of questions. What do we do with Kerryon Johnson? Adrian Peterson is going to be on the team. He might get a couple of touches. Who are the other receivers on this team? We do have Marvin Jones, but, you know, Marvin Jones will be in a contract year, and he is going to be on the wrong side of 30. So, you know, he's not really a part of this thing long term. Defensively, there's a lot more questions than answers, and a lot more confusion more than anything else, because this is, you know, an older group, an older football team, even though they're not a good football team. You know, they don't have too much talent, but they got, like, Jamie Collins on a monster contract, the right tackle from the Eagles that joined this team, he's on a monster contract, and they're all not good contracts. Even, you know, the likes, you got Desmond Trufant on a pretty big deal, even though Trufant's going to be a pretty key guy for us early in the going. Justin Coleman just signed a brand new deal. Taylor Decker got a monster deal at the left tackle position, and he's like a 74 overall in the game, so the contract doesn't match the production, and that's kind of the problem with Detroit that we're going to have to try to figure out. So, you know, of course, rebuilding in the draft is an option. As you guys know, the CFM's not going to be a one-year CFM. We're going to try to take it at least 5 years, like in the Madden 20 online CFM. So, you know, what you see on day one with Detroit, by the time we get to year 5, it's going to probably be a totally different team. Maybe not as different as it was with the Miami Dolphins, but it might be that way where we have, like, 5 guys that survived the day one team all the way up to the last time we play with this Detroit Lions team. So, yeah, and then, of course, you know, the Matt Stafford thing. Do we let Matt Stafford chase a Super Bowl ring? Is he going to regress? You know, whatever happens with that. I think obviously we're going to have to ride Matt Stafford in year 1, but what do we do with Stafford post year 1? Not 100% sure. We're going to have to take that on the fly. We'll have to see what Stafford, obviously Matt Stafford's good, but, you know, it's all about how much Matt Stafford regresses, things that are not really in our control, you know. Matt Stafford, you know, strong arm talent, but if that throw power disappears in a year or two, then Matt Stafford isn't bringing us much else on the table. So, you know, Got to figure that out. Got to figure that all out. As far as young pieces, you got Julian Okwara on the defensive end. Obviously, the 3rd overall pick, Jeff Okudah. He's going to be a guy that we really focus on developing. Tracy Walker at the strong safety position. Potentially, we look at him. And then you got, the defensive line is still pretty good. You got Deshaun Hand. You got Danny Shelton inside. Obviously, Trey Flowers is going to be our premier pass rusher. So that's one thing that's good about this Lions team. From the Miami Dolphins team, this team is more built to contend right away. The Miami Dolphins, we were lucky to have Minkah Fitzpatrick on that team because when we started the CFM last year, it was literally, I would say, under a week before Minkah got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we barely even got Minkah to develop. And besides that, there really weren't many pieces to develop. At least we have some guys to develop. It's more of a contract problem or a salary cap problem that we have this Detroit Lions team and, obviously trying to find some good youth. Like when we develop players, it's going to be players that, may not have good NFL trajectories, but we'll just have to make it good in the CFM. Potentially like a Tracy Walker. Not a bad strong safety, but there's a chance that, Tracy Walker can be, obviously I don't think he'll be the next Caden Stearns because, I don't think anybody's going to be the next Caden Stearns, but, we did a pretty good job of developing safeties last year. We could try that again. Besides that, there's some guys that on this team like Duron Harmon, who I'm honestly not sure we're going to give Duron Harmon much playing time. Good safety, good ratings. I'm just not sure he is going to be something that we need. So, what do we do with the Detroit Lions? How, are we chasing the Super Bowl in year one? I'm going to have to say it once again that the Super Bowl window, I don't know when it opens up for us. I'm not sure it's year one. I didn't think it was year one for our Miami Dolphins either, even though we came a lot closer than I thought we would. But, I'm ready to struggle with the Detroit Lions. I was ready to struggle with the Dolphins last year, and I think we did struggle against, the better teams in the league year one especially, and even some in year two. So, I'm ready to go through some growing pains with Detroit, and we'll have some fun. Show some love to the Detroit Lions fans. Like I said, there are a couple of other teams that were on the table that we could have potentially went to. Maybe we went to the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, the Jaguars, like I mentioned before. Even my New York Giants could have been an option, but, a lot of those teams have young talent in place. Let's say, for instance, the Washington football team. We'll just call them Washington. Washington has a lot of their young talent in place. They're not good now, even though they beat the Eagles this week. They still have Haskins. They have McLaurin, defensive side of the ball. You got Jonathan Allen, Chase Young. A lot of young talent to just really build on. This Detroit team is going to take some, creativity building around the roster, trying to find out, what's a good trade to make and stuff like that as Stafford fumbles the ball here. So these are online rank matches, by the way. You probably couldn't tell. This is not the online CFM you guys are seeing. I just hopped in. I was like, let me hop into a rank match or two to get familiar with the Detroit Lions before I actually play with them in the CFM. So, yeah. That's what you guys are seeing right here as we get the interception with Curse. Curse might be a sub-linebacker kind of guy for us. 6'4 safety, 84 speed, so he's kind of slow, but I think he might actually be a decent sub-linebacker for us. So we'll have to mix around with that. There's a lot of, players in that just kind of in the middle area where I'm not sure they're a fit for us, but they might be. So we really might play around with who starts, who sits, who plays what positions for us for the first year, trying to figure out, just trying to identify guys that we can really build around. It's going to take a bit of tinkering, but that's what we're here for, of course. So the CFM is going to work the same way as it did last year, pretty much, where the advances are every 72 hours in the Premier Madden League CFM. So the videos, hopefully at least 2 a week, probably on weekdays. We'll figure that out. So that's what you guys can expect. So you guys obviously will be able to see every game, including Week 1 against Lions play Bears. So we'll get that going. I haven't played that game yet, by the way, but it is going to be played soon, which means the video will be soon. So the online CFM itself, I think we might get the first video out on Monday. So you can look forward to that. Maybe look forward to Marvin Hall being involved in this offense. So we don't have any Jakeem Grants on our team, right? That's one thing that's kind of lacking from this team is speed. We do have Kenny Golladay as a superstar receiver. As far as, a day one go-to guy, Kenny Golladay, way better than what we started with Devontae Parker last year. So we actually have a superstar on the offensive side of the ball to work with. But otherwise, like I said, we're really going to have to fish around to try to find talent. Jamal Agnew might, actually be a piece on offense for us to try to work around. Agnew, of course, has been a defensive back, a kick returner for the Lions. What is Jamal Agnew's role on the Detroit Lions for us? I'm not sure. It might be wide receiver. It's probably at least going to be kick returner and punt returner. We're going to have him on special teams. So, all of that we'll have to figure out when we actually start the CFM. And I'm really looking forward to doing that video for you guys. So, yeah, like I said, most likely Monday night we'll get that going and, we'll get the process. But, yeah, this is it. We are going to be using the Detroit Lions. So let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about our team selection with Detroit. I feel like, this is it's a cool opportunity, right? We're not going to take like a big market team. It's, kind of a low-key team like the Detroit Lions and try to make them a household name in the league for the first time really ever, because Detroit just hasn't had any success like, winning Super Bowls ever in the NFL. So can we bring the first Super Bowl trophy to Motown? Hopefully we can at least make them a contender. More importantly, we can have a lot of fun with this series and, get it popping like last year's Miami team. So leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed the team selection, the team reveal video. Subscribe for eventually some Madden 21 online CFM content when we really get the ball rolling. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you as always for watching.